They didn't just leave him, they erased him. No goodbye, no second thought, no regret. But years later, when everything they built began to collapse, the only person standing between them and total destruction was the one they threw away. Chapter 1. The Invisible Child, 033BO. Daniel wasn't always alone. He had a family, a house, a name that meant something. But inside that house, he didn't exist. His siblings were stars, top grades, loud laughter, constant praise. Daniel? He was the silence between conversations. If he spoke, no one listened. If he tried, no one noticed. Even at dinner, his father would ask, "How was school?" But never to him. Imagine living in a place where your presence changes nothing. That was Daniel's life. Chapter 2. The day everything broke. 306 guy. The day started like any other, but something felt off. His mother wouldn't look at him. His father was unusually quiet. Then came the words that would follow him forever. "We need to talk." He sat down, hopeful. Maybe this was the moment they finally saw him, but instead, they told him he wasn't worth the investment, that everything they gave him was a waste, that the family needed to focus on what mattered. And then came the final blow. "You need to leave." No anger, no shouting, just cold decision, like removing something unnecessary. Chapter 3. Abandoned 6-9 17 years old, one bag, no money, nowhere to go. The door closed behind him, and no one came after him. Not his mother, not his father, not even his siblings. And this is where most people break. Daniel almost did. That first night, he slept outside a closed shop. Hungry, confused, alone. He kept asking himself, was I really that worthless? Chapter 4. Survival mode. 9/13 Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Daniel learned fast, because he had no choice. He worked anywhere he could, car washes, loading trucks, cleaning floors. Some people paid him, some didn't. But every rejection, every insult, added something inside him. Not anger, not hate, something stronger, a quiet determination. At night, instead of giving up, he learned. Borrowed books, watched free tutorials, asked questions nobody had time to answer. While others slept, Daniel was building something invisible. Chapter 5. The First Break. 13 into 16 Nelly. One day, everything shifted. A small repair job, fixing a broken computer. He didn't even know if he could do it, but he tried. And it worked. That one moment changed everything. It wasn't just money, it was proof. Proof that he wasn't useless. Proof that he could learn. Proof that he could become something. And once someone discovers that, they become unstoppable. Chapter 6. Building from nothing. 16-20 Years passed. Daniel didn't become rich overnight. No shortcuts, no miracles. Just consistent effort. He started small, fixing devices, solving problems, helping people. Then slowly, he built a small tech service, then a team, then something bigger. Still quiet, still focused. No one knew his story. No one knew where he came from. And that's the most dangerous kind of person. Someone with nothing to prove but everything to build. Chapter 7. The Call. 2023 Then one day, his phone rang. A number he never thought he'd see again. He stared at it, didn't answer. It rang again and again. Finally, he picked up. "Daniel, please." It was his sister, but her voice wasn't the same. No confidence, no pride. Just fear. Their family business when it was collapsing, debt, lawsuits, everything falling apart. And then she said it. "We need your help." The same people who abandoned him were now depending on him to survive. Chapter 8. The Decision. 23-26 Daniel sat in silence. Every memory came back. The rejection, the cold words, the closed door. He had two choices: walk away or go back. And this is where everything changes. Because success isn't about what you achieve. It's about who you become. After a long pause, he said, "I'll come." Chapter 9. Return of the Forgotten. 26-29 When Daniel walked into that house again, everything felt smaller, weaker, different. They looked at him, but not the same way. No superiority, no dismissal. Just uncertainty and something else. Respect. The boy they ignored had become the man they needed. He didn't argue, didn't remind them of the past. He just worked, fixing systems, rebuilding structure, saving what was left, and slowly, The collapse stopped. Chapter 10. The Truth, 29's End. After everything stabilized, they tried to apologize, tried to explain, tried to reconnect. But Daniel had already moved on, not physically at time, but emotionally. Because he learned something they never did. Your value is not decided by who accepts you. Your future is not controlled by who rejects you. And sometimes being